We talk about living with less on this channel, and I'm just wondering if this experience is going to change me. In fact, I hope it is, and I'm planning for it too. There's a saying that says that the things we own end up owning us. And as we look at the things that we own, we make decisions every single day on what to purchase, what to keep, what to add to the things that we have. And owning things can give us a sense of comfort, a sense of security, a sense of self-reliance. And that's one of the reasons that we humans tend to accumulate these things, is to feel like we have prepared, that we have the things that we need, and that we have them at our fingertips. But as I am wintering in South Texas and I am living in my RV, I made some purposeful decisions when I came down here on things that I wanted to live with less. And I'm hoping when I return home that it will have made such an impact on me that it will be easier for me to dispose of some of the things that I've already made that once over or twice over as I was decluttering, and they're still there. So if you don't know me, I'm Bonita, and I am from a Depression era family. I was raised on less. We were very self-sufficient growing up, and I still live that way compared to a lot of people. I think I have all that I need, but some people think that I don't have as much as a normal modern person would today. But that is beside the point. As we go forward and we learn to live with less, so many things become more apparent. Some of those reasons that we held on to things are some of the same reasons that I'm finding that I want to get rid of things and live with less. There's a comfort in knowing that I don't need as much money and as much stuff to live or to be happy or to be content. There's also a confidence in planning for my budget and for my needs that allows me to know the extra things that I can do, the extra things I can experience, and that I don't have to worry about what tomorrow brings because I've already planned for it. And there's a choice in choosing my favorite items, my favorite comfortable, versatile, or even high quality items that I choose to keep. So as I planned to come down here and live in my RV for the winter, I had showed you a tour of the RV and that I have one shelf primarily for clothing. When we traveled when my kids were younger, there was 6 of them. And if we went somewhere for a week and we would take our pop-up camper and we would take our food, we would plan and only take about 4 outfits per person. And then we would stop along the way and we would wash those and we would repack and rewear them again. I guess that was a form of living on less. We had what we needed. We didn't have a lot of space. So therefore we planned it that way and it met our needs. Well, I've kind of gone with that same philosophy as I've come down here to Texas for the winter. I have the one shelf. So I stocked my shelf with clothing according to the space that I had. And that is one decluttering technique, that you choose how much space you're going to allow for an item. And that is how much space you actually give those items. So the one shelf is all I have. Since I'm in a camper, I want to keep things picked up, non-cluttered. I want to keep the counters clean. I want to keep everything put away every single day, because when you live in an environment that is this small, it can feel cluttered, it can feel compact, it can feel like you have no space to move around. And if you have a rainy day or a snowy day, you can get cabin fever even easier if you don't have those areas kept clean. So every day I make sure my bed is made, I make sure my blankets are put away, I make sure my dishes are done, my counters are clean, and everything is picked up and put away, and that everything I brought with me actually had a place for it to go. Now, if I could manage my house like that, it would feel even better if my counters were completely clean, if everything had a place and where it went. So that is why I'm hoping that this experience is going to help me determine what to further get rid of once I get home. What I brought with me this time was a little more than I even planned to be honest. As I was packing, I had a lot of sleeveless tops, I had a lot of shorts, I had some capris, and my husband was like, "Are you sure you don't want to rethink that? It gets cold down there." And so I was like, well, should I get t-shirts or short sleeve shirts instead of the sleeveless? He said, all I can tell you is it does get cold down there. Now, last night it was cold. I woke up like at 2:30 in the morning and it was cold again. But usually by about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, it's starting to get nice again. But during the night, it does get cold. And that first couple of weeks I was here, it was in the 30s. So I have a wide span of climate that I had to pack for, but I just had the one shelf. So when I came down, I wore a heavy sweater, I wore a coat, I wore jeans, I wore long knee socks, and I wore boots. And I had a shirt under my sweater. That's how cold it was when I left Kansas. It was like 0 degrees. And so I had some of those warmer items with me, and I knew it was going to be cold those first couple of weeks, so I packed like an additional long sleeve sweater. Well, then I had to pack some different weights of jackets. I have a lightweight jacket that I have on today. I have a medium jacket, and then I have a heavier sweater jacket. So I packed 3 different jackets to make sure that I could cover the different fluctuations in the temperature. But along with that, I only packed 4 t-shirts, 3 sleeveless shirts, 1 thin long sleeved shirt, and 3 shorts, and that was it. Besides underwear, pajamas, and socks, I only brought 19 clothing items. That's all I brought. I did bring a swimsuit. So I didn't count the swimsuits, the pajamas, or the underclothes and socks. But I did count all of the outerwear. And all of the outerwear, I only brought 19 items. I'm going to be down here for 15 weeks until winter is over. So 19 items for 15 weeks. Could you do that? I don't know. I'm doing it, but again, what I was going to wear wasn't a real big deal for me. I looked at the comfort, I looked at the versatility, and I wanted to make sure that I picked out pieces that I would enjoy wearing while I was here. And I was mainly looking at comfort. Now, do we have different things that go on here that maybe I should have packed something a little dressier? Maybe. But the way I was looking at it is this was kind of retreat for me this winter. I was coming down here to enjoy the climate, and I wasn't really going to worry about having dressed up pieces. I do have a couple of things that I could wear if I needed to dress up, like that thin long sleeve shirt, that would work. But for the most part, I just packed very versatile, comfortable pieces that would allow me to take walks, to enjoy the climate, to sit outside, and to be in more of a camping type environment. We had talked about purchasing a place at one point in either Florida or Texas. And honestly, at this point in our lives, I'm really glad that we didn't, because even buying another piece of property like that is another way of owning more stuff that causes more complications to our lives. If we would have purchased a place year round, for instance, like my in laws, they have purchased theirs year round. You have to pay your electricity year round. You have to have somebody cutting your grass year round. All of those things have to be monitored, and they're just an extra expense and an extra thing that you're responsible for. The way it is now, we come down here, we pay while we're here and while the camper's here, then we take the camper home. All of those costs go away, so I can save for the next year if I choose to do it again. But all of those costs go away. I don't have to pay to store my camper. I don't have to pay extra electricity. I don't have to pay extra lawn mowing to make sure that that's taken care of, because down here they're mowing the grass year round. All of those things are not a burden on me. So that's one way that we can look at owning things. Are the things we own more of a burden than they are a comfort? Are they more of a hassle, or are they costing us more money than if we have less? And that's some of the things that I plan on looking at once I return home. I'm glad that I did it this way. Will I want to wear some of these pieces when I get home? I don't know. I might be tired of them, but they serve a purpose while I'm here. They're getting used. They're comfortable. I don't have to think about what I wear every morning. I just get up and put on something that's in there. I know that it all fits. I know that I'm choosing my clothes based on what climate it's going to be today, and I know that I have what I need. There's a huge comfort in all of those things. So I'm hoping that once I get home, I will have realized what things that I still have at my home that I was holding on to that I should have let go of a long time ago. If this video has brought you any value, please feel free to stick around and subscribe. I would love to have you here. Thanks for watching today.